Raun K. Kaufman, and welcome to You've Got Some Nervous System, where we focus on your mental and emotional well-being, nervous system regulation, and sometimes communication. And once a month, we do a show that is not a discussion, but is actually a visualization where you go inward with a particular focus. And that's what we're going to do today. We are going to do a visualization that helps you to love yourself. So if that appeals to you, sit tight. We're about to begin. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes, and you're just going to focus your attention on your breathing and just notice it. Notice your in-breath. Notice your out-breath. And then slowly see if you can, ever so slowly, ever so gently, just lengthen your breathing so that you're taking a little longer to breathe in and a little longer to breathe out. And a little longer to breathe in and a little longer to breathe out. And a little longer to breathe in and a little longer to breathe out. And now you're going to imagine that you are sitting in a comfortable, medium-sized rectangular room. And you're sitting on a soft, comfortable, cushioned, brown leather couch. And in front of you, hanging on the wall, is a large flat screen TV. And as you're looking at the television, it turns on, and you see that there is a scene from your life. Could be recent, could be from yesterday or a week ago, could be from 10 years ago. But it's a scene where you are fearful, where you're being fearful or afraid. Maybe you're retreating in some way. Maybe you're acting out in some way. It's a time when you were fearful. And as you do that, see if you can watch it without judgment, without criticism. And just watch that scene unfold. And then, once you've watched it for a bit, the scene pauses. The scene pauses, and the you that was in that scene on the screen turns toward the you that's sitting on the couch watching. And the you from the screen steps out of the screen and into this comfortable room that you're sitting in. And when they do that, you stand up and you approach this version of you. And then you give that version of you a heartfelt embrace. You embrace that version of you in your arms. You hold that version of you in your arms. knowing that they're just another piece of you that was doing the best they could in that moment, another piece of you that was feeling whatever they were feeling, in this case, fear. And see if you can embrace them, this version of you, and give them your love and your care. And as you're doing that, really stay with it for a moment. But as you're doing that, you want to be aware that in order to love yourself, it's not just about I love myself, but it's also about the keystone of this is that loving yourself is a widening of vision. It's not trying to be someone different than you are. It's not loving the parts of you that are strong and judging the parts of you that are weak. Loving the parts of you that are kind and hating the parts of you that are hard-hearted or not nice. Because all of this is part of you. So the widening of vision means loving the part of you that's kind and loving the part of you that's hard-hearted, loving the part of you that's open-minded and loving the part of you that's closed-minded, loving the part of you that is happy and excited and loving the part of you that is angry or shut down, loving the part of you that's generous and loving the part of you that's stingy. That is all part of you in the sense that it's all part of all of us. So loving yourself isn't loving one part of you. Loving yourself is embracing all the different parts of you. And that's what you're doing right now as you're embracing and holding this version of you that was scared. And then you release your embrace of that version of you, and they turn around and walk back into the screen. And you return to this comfortable plush couch and you sit down. And now you see something different appearing on the screen. This time, it's an incident or instance in your life. Again, this could be recent or from a long time ago. And it's an instance from your life where you were quite courageous. A time in your life, a moment, an incident where you felt like the most courageous part of you was stepping forward. And you're going to watch that unfold on the screen for a few minutes. That scene's going to freeze. It's going to pause. And that version of you that was in that scene is going to turn toward you. And it's going to step out of the screen and into the room that you're in. And you're going to stand up from the couch and walk over to this version of you. And you're going to embrace this you, this version of you that was in that video. You're going to embrace this courageous part of you, this courageous version of you. And just stand there for a moment, embracing this person. See if you can love them exactly how they are, offer them your caring and support. But also, as you're loving and caring for them and supporting them, being aware that they are not more or less worthy of love and caring and support than the version of you, the fearful version of you that you hugged previously. And then you release your embrace, and that version of you turns toward the screen, and they step back into the television, and you return to your seat on the couch. And then another scene comes onto that television screen. And this is a time when you were stingy or greedy or ungenerous. Some time or moment in your life could be from a day ago, a year ago, a decade ago. And you're going to go ahead and watch that scene unfold. See if you can really stay with it and watch that scene without turning away from it, without judging it. Just take it in. Yeah, this is a part of your past. This is a part of your life. This version of you turns toward you and steps out of the screen and into the room, and you stand up from the couch once again and you walk over to this version of you, and yes, you're going to embrace this version of you, this stingy or greedy or ungenerous part of you. Go ahead, really embrace and hold this version of you. See if you can do it without judging, without wishing it were different, without wanting to banish, but just take in, yeah, this is an aspect of you. This is an aspect of you that is worthy of love. This is an aspect of you that wants love. See if you can extend your love and your caring to this version of you as you embrace this person. And then release your embrace and allow this version of you to turn away and step back into the screen. And now, as you sit back down on the couch, another scene from your life comes onto the screen. And this is a time or an incident or an instance where you were very open-hearted and generous, open-hearted and giving, where you were magnanimous, where you were open-hearted and just willing to be generous. And it felt easy. So allow that scene to transpire in front of you. And then that scene pauses as well. This version of you steps out, steps onto the floor in the room you're in. You stand up. You come over to this version of you, and you hug and embrace this most generous and open-hearted version of yourself. And just like the last version, this version is worthy of love. This version wants love. You can give your caring and your love and your support to this version of you. And then this version turns away, goes back into the screen. And then you see a door in the corner of the room. And it's not the door you came in, but it's another door. You walk over to it. You open the door. And you step into this quite large room. No furniture. But the walls are covered with flat screen televisions. All three of the walls that you're looking at in front of you. The wall to your right, the wall to your left, the wall in the distance in front of you, just covered with TVs. And they're all playing different scenes from your life. Different versions of you in action, really. And you notice that you can see a version of you being very indecisive on one of the screens. And on a different screen, you can see a version of you being very decisive. On one screen, you see yourself being very loving and caring. And on another screen, you see yourself being angry and hard-hearted and unloving. And on another screen, you see yourself being very self-serious, taking everything, including yourself, very, very seriously. And on another screen, you see yourself being very silly and playful and fun, and not taking yourself seriously at all. On another screen, you see yourself being very petty. And on another screen, you see yourself being very magnanimous. On another screen, you see yourself being very narrow-minded and close-minded. And on another screen, you see yourself being very open-minded. And on another screen, you see yourself really resisting your own change and your own capacity to change and your own willingness to change, really resisting that on one screen. And on another screen, you see yourself really embracing your own change and your own capacity for change and your own willingness for change. All of this on different screens on the walls of this room. And then all of the screens pause at once. And all of these versions of you step out until they're all sharing this room with you. All these different versions of who you are, who you have been, and who you can be, sharing this space with you. And not a one of them better than the other. Not a one of them more worthy of love than another one. Not a one of them more worthy of judgment than another one. All of them part of you. All of them ready to be embraced, ready to be accepted, ready to be loved. And you stand there and you really look at all of them, and they're all looking back at you too. And you're just taking them in. And if there's anything that you want to say to them, you can do that now. then they all slowly walk toward you, and you step toward them. And you embrace one another in a big group embrace. All of these versions of you, all of these aspects of you, all of these wonderful pieces of you. And that's what self-love is. Right? It's being able to see, accept, and embrace not some of the aspects of you, not the aspect of you when you perform in a particular way, but all these different pieces of you. That's all part of who you are. That's all part of your humanity. None of them tell you something bad about you. They just show you how vast you are. And as you're all embracing one another, the scene fades and you become aware of where you're sitting or standing or lying right now. And when it feels comfortable for you, you can allow yourself to open your eyes. I hope you found this useful, helpful, powerful, and you can come back to it anytime.